Let's hypothesize what the silver price would be directly on the physical silver market, throwing out corruption and manipulation. Today, the actual size of the silver market, according to Bloomberg, is $5 trillion. 5 trillion divided by 20 billion, which is the physical market, is 250. 250 times 20, which is silver spot price, is $5,000 an ounce.
Connection established.
My friends, welcome back. My name is Silver Slayer. I post silver videos every single day of the week, so make sure you subscribe and definitely click the bell so you immediately get notified and updated anytime anything important happens around the world, since everything affects the price of silver that goes on around the world. It's your one-stop shop. So this article is very interesting. I've covered this before, but I want to dive a little deeper into this, and I want to make a disclaimer. I'm not saying silver will hit $5,000 an ounce. We are looking at a perfect world, even though the world is not perfect. But if it was, rainbows and unicorns, fundamentally, if precious metals went off of basic fundamentals with the COMEX being fair, without all the corruption, without all those non-existent contracts, the facade, if things were in a real world, which I think someday is possible, not saying that would hit $5,000 like this article says as well. I'm going to say in a second. I just have to give a disclaimer because I feel like there's going to be someone in the comment section, oh, you're pumping silver. No, I'm just showing you guys silver's true value compared to the corruption or the suppression that is purposely going on. So listen to this, and I'm going to show something else as well, which is very important. Silver's price to rise 1,000% by 2027, but listen to this. I got some good stuff for you guys. You're going to want to stick through this video, obviously. So if the price of silver were based directly on the real physical market, silver's price should be at $5,000 an ounce. If it was based directly on the real market, it should be. Not saying it will be, but it should be. Like he says, I'm not saying the price of silver will reach $5,000 an ounce. I'm saying that the actual physical silver spot price is not only extremely undervalued, but that it is an illusion compared to the real value of an ounce of physical silver, since it is totally disconnected from reality. Let me explain further. And he goes very deep into this, even showing mathematical equations, which is true. It's the 250 to 1 leverage. Essentially, every ounce of silver you hold in your bare hands, 250 other people theoretically own that same ounce on the COMEX or somewhere online, except they don't actually own it. That's why I say if you can't hold it, you don't own it. You might think you own it. You might think it's sitting in a vault somewhere, but is it? And that's why you should go through Miles Franklin, because we use segregated accounts where nobody can come in and exchange your silver for, that's a very important reason. If you do store your silver online, go through Miles Franklin. Email buy.slayer@gmail.com. We have tons of deals right now. Eagles, $4.99 over spot, 100-ounce minimum. Also some other crazy deals like junk silver, only $3 over spot. Where can you find that anywhere else? Just saying, if you were to store it online, please be responsible, because like I always say, buy the physical, hold it. If you can't hold it, you don't own it. Except with Miles Franklin, you do, because we use special programs. I can go into that in an email if you want, but just had to throw that out there. But this article is very true, and it even goes into David Morgan, which I actually mentioned to David Morgan on an interview I had with David Morgan last year. If you want to go watch that, just type in like Silver Slayer David Morgan, because this is mentioned in here. According to a recent interview with David Morgan, he goes into what production is, then going into the market, dividing the market by the number. It's unbelievable to see how much silver, how much potential silver has, or what its value really is, except since people look at the price and determine silver's value on a fictional number of a dollar amount that is so worthless, 98% of its original purchasing power is gone, that people say, oh, silver's nothing because it's $25 an ounce. But what is $25? If you look at what silver is really used for and how scarce it is and how important it is, $25 is a fictional number. Like Andy Schectman says, price is the greatest tool of misdirection. Why are all the banks buying up all this silver and gold? Why is India buying boatloads upon boatloads of silver and gold? Why is Russia doing the same? Why is China buying all this silver? If it had no purpose, if it wasn't valuable, misdirect the price, misdirect people. So let's jump into this. It is a very important article. Maybe we can go into this. I did highlight from this 46-minute interview with Kitco News, Michelle McCory, and this fella, Rob McEwen, because they go into silver, which could potentially rise 1,000% by 2027. So, a $5,000 silver price may seem totally crazy, but who can pretend knowing exactly how an ounce of silver is worth after decades of manipulation and turning real investors' demand from the physical market to the paper one and years of exponential monetary printing by all the planet's central banks? Answer that. If anyone says, like, oh, silver's not worth anything, show them this video. Show them this video. And tell them, don't, as soon as you look at the number 5,000, don't just throw out your biased opinion saying, oh, this is some BS, because we're not saying it will hit 5,000. We're looking at facts, data, numbers that do not lie. These numbers are realistic. Size of the annual physical silver market or a global silver market is $5 trillion. That is real. You can try to theorize and speculate what you think $5,000 means, but we are going off real data. The annual physical silver market is roughly 1 billion ounces. So global annual is 5 trillion. The annual physical market, 1 billion. Silver trading around $20, that represents a $20 billion market for physical silver. So the size of the physical silver market is 20 billion, right? And here's the difference between 5 trillion and 20 billion. Bloomberg's $5 trillion number represents the entirety of the paper silver market, including all paper financial products, certificates, options, ETFs, etc., derived from the real physical market. That allows investors to be exposed to silver, right? It's not a 1-to-1 ratio. They have created all this fake silver out of thin air, telling these people on the contracts that they own physical metals when they really don't. If everyone tried to turn in those contracts into physical delivery, it would expose this. I'm not saying silver would go to $5,000 when it gets exposed, but it definitely would go exponentially higher. Look what the Hunt brothers did. Billionaire brothers, 3 brothers, even though most people only know there's 2 of them. They bought billions of dollars worth of silver on the COMEX, turned them into physical delivery. What happened? The government was like, oh, crap, we're about to get exposed. The corruption's going to get exposed. What are we going to do? Oh, let's ban silver on the spot, not let anyone else buy any contracts. Nobody else can buy silver right now. You have to sell it to us right now. Let's put this law in place right now, Silver Rule 7. And by the way, when the Hunt brothers did that, that led silver to the highest price it's ever been, still till this day. When the COMEX almost got exposed, which is what we're talking about here, that was the highest price silver's ever been, still till this day. Think about that. So, here we go. We just covered that part of explaining 5 trillion is the entirety, 20 billion is the physical. So here's the 250 to 1 leverage. This is the ratio. This is why I always tell people, if you can't hold it, you don't own it. So the above discrepancy makes for a 250 to 1 ratio between the paper market and the physical market, where it should be 1 to 1, not 250 to 1. Meaning that for every ounce of physical silver, there are 250 ounces of paper silver circulating in several financial products. In other words, only one contract or certificate issued out of 250 people could ever be convertible into physical. That is the silver market being leveraged 250 to 1. The multiplication of those financial products on silver skirted investors' demand from the real physical market, thus creating a virtual silver supply without putting any pressure on the physical silver market, a roundabout way of keeping the price low. And by the way, did you guys know that JP Morgan, the most corrupt, shady bank, those same people are the ones that control the COMEX? And if you don't think JP Morgan's a corrupt, shady bank, 3 of their employees got sent to prison this year for manipulating the price of silver. The same company that has time and time again been caught manipulating the price of silver, suppressing the price of silver, rigging the price of silver, also control the COMEX, which is what this article is talking about. So this is not, I don't got to bust out a tinfoil hat. The ones that say this isn't true are the ones that need to be busting out a tinfoil hat, because those are the ones that are going purely off of skepticism, to be honest. So if now, as the regulation agencies are claiming, the goal is to create a new fixing for silver that would better reflect the physical market, notably from pressure coming from countries like China, wishing to have their say in the fixing of precious metals prices. And what do you know? China is part of the BRICS nations. Also, China is the largest consumer of silver. India all of a sudden exploded as well. Russia also exploded as well. Wait. Russia, India, China. Wait. What are the BRICS nations? Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Wait. Whoa. That's ironic. Let's hypothesize what the silver price should be directly on the physical market. Today, the actual size is 5 trillion according to Bloomberg. 5 trillion divided by 20 billion is the physical, which is 250 times 20, which nowadays it's 25. So it would be even more than $5,000 an ounce. So here's a conclusion. Every investor holding silver in the form of financial products without the possibility of verifying the physical existence of their investment should ask the question as to what will happen when more holders of said products will ask for physical delivery. We already know what will happen because one of the largest banks from the Netherlands already defaulted a little more than a year ago on its gold, and that these are settled in cash, and that's what always happens. They take cash, right? That's why they can get away with this. If everyone tried to turn it into physical, that would expose this, but most of those contracts never go through turned into physical. And let me reiterate, I'm not saying silver will hit $5,000. And that number is irrelevant. The whole point of this is we have no idea what silver could be priced at because, like he says, how could we know? How could we know with decades of manipulation, turning real investors' demand from the physical market to the paper one and years of exponential monetary printing by all the planet's central banks? How could we know exactly what an ounce is worth? We can't. It's all speculation. The only thing that isn't speculative is the numbers. And the numbers literally say $5,000. That's all I'm saying. That's all he's saying. And anything after that is just putting words in someone's mouth. But this second video from Kitco, I can't even show because I watched more into it, and this is so much deeper than I originally thought that I need to turn this into a second video, or this video would be like 30 minutes long and you guys would hate me. So stay tuned because the next video will be me breaking this down because she asks some incredible questions and actually gets this guy to open up and say some very, very interesting stuff that I don't even think he wanted to admit, but she got it out of him, and it's an awesome video. So I want to break that down separately just to give its justice. So anyways, I'm going to wrap the video up here. Remember, buy.slayer@gmail.com if you want to purchase. We have deals everywhere. We have gold deals, silver, several silver deals. The Slayer special for only my audience, which is American Eagles, $4.99 over spot. Minimum of 100, but you could buy 100 million of them. Andy could probably pull that off. But anyways, yeah, I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like the video. If you like the video, make sure you support the channel by liking, commenting, sharing. It all helps. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow for this video you were looking at right in front of your face. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.